And July 4th is a key crossroads in all of that. So they are announcing, they're already launching riots. Antifa's been behind closed doors for 3 months. They're announcing summer riots that have already started everywhere. The globalists see July 4th as their new D-Day against us, and a lot of stuff's going to start then, right through July, August, September. Then they're going to release the fake Russiagate stuff that's admitted. Then they're going to move for 25th Amendment. They're making their next big push, way more important than the election, because that just got us here. Now we got to keep the victory in the beachhead in the next 3 months. It starts now. It's here.
Lisa Haven here, and what you just heard was InfoWars' Alex Jones talking about a crossroads to a civil war that could be launched on the 4th of July and continue through the latter part of this year, maybe even into next year. Now, whether or not that will come to fruition, I guess time will tell. But to be honest, I don't believe he's talking about all-out chaos breaking out on the 4th of July. Absolutely not. What I believe he's talking about is we could see the start of more rhetoric, more protest beginning on the 4th of July. Now, we've already seen this, Saturday's protest, for example, but I'll get into that in a little bit later. But we also see major rhetoric coming from the left on a daily basis. And they're even trying to take Trump out of presidency by using the 25th Amendment, saying he's incapable. But so many people have come out on a pedestal talking negatively about President Trump, and just being a supporter of President Trump makes you the enemy. But I guess the question is, are we on the path to a civil war? Well, even those on the Democratic side believe there might be a soft civil war. Check out this article from Bloomberg.com, put out June 21st of this year, titled, "What Democrat Rage Would Look Like. I think we're at the beginning of a soft civil war." Now, this article goes on to paint Trump supporters in a very negative light, saying they almost deserve it. Very creepy article, if you ask me, but I encourage you to check it out and read it. But the truth be told, the Democrats are the ones that are making a lot of the threats. Take Maxine Waters, for instance. I've played the clip of what she said a few times, but to reiterate or to re-emphasize what happened, she went on the record calling for Americans to attack Trump staffers by denying them access into restaurants, into bars, and even businesses. Now, she's not the only one that has called for the demise of Trump supporters. Many other politicians, actors, leading people have. I've played clips by Madonna, which you've heard. She wants to blow up the White House, by Johnny Depp, who said he wanted to kill the president. Michael Moore recently came out and stated that he would surround the White House with billions of people. So many people and many political people are coming out negatively against the president, and almost violently. We'll check out this latest article, and this one will send chills down your spine, but this is by splinternews.com, put out June 28th by a guy known as Hamilton Nolan, and he titles it, "This is just the beginning." The article goes on to state, do you think that being asked to leave a restaurant or having a meal interrupted or being called by the public is bad? My fascism enabling friends, this is only the beginning. A little further in the article, it states this is all going to get more extreme, and it should. We are living in extreme times. The harm that is being done to all of us by the people in the American government is extreme. To imagine that a Mexican immigrant should happily cook for and serve meals to people who enable a man who is determined to demonize and persecute them as subhuman criminals is far more outrageous than the idea that those enablers should not be served in restaurants. I don't believe that the Trump administration officials should be able to live their lives in peace and affluence while they inflict serious harms on large portions of the American population. Let me pause right there, and then I'm going to go back to the article. Here's a man, which you're going to find out in a moment. Well, I'll show it now. He actually wrote an article for the New York Times, the article you see on the screen, and he is highly hailed as a prominent leader in the leftist groups. It is this guy who's saying basically Trump supporters and those supporting Trump shouldn't have a right to protect their lives. They shouldn't be concerned with being kicked out of a restaurant because they deserve it. This is inciting violence without saying. It's very roundabout way, but this is exactly what he's done in this article. A prominent left guy here. And he's saying Trump's immigration policies are unheard of. Let me say something about that. Look, these were initiated way before Trump. Trump had nothing to do with it. He is still dealing with Obama and Clinton regulations on these immigration policy. Here's what really happened is these were initiated under Clinton, okay? And then former President Obama continued the policies, even made them worse by converting Walmarts, lying to the American public about the Walmart, saying they had plumbing issues, when all the while he made detention facilities, something that I on my channel and multiple channels exposed and said, hey, they're making these FEMA camps, detention camps, although they're under the Homeland Security camps. We'll call them Homeland Security camps because that's what they are. But this all happened under their presidents. What did the Democrats do? They waited and waited and waited till they got a president they didn't like. Then they pinned their crimes on President Trump, who wasn't even responsible for the crimes of these Democratic people. Now these Democrats are coming out saying, we and Trump supporters are evil, we're racist, we're bigots. And Donald Trump has done nothing but make it better for them as much as he can dealing with the problem. Do you see how they turn it around? Do you see how they make us the bad guy, even though it's not that? When the truth lies in the fact that they're the ones that started. Let's go back to the article, but it goes on. Not being able to go to restaurants and attend parties and be celebrated is just the minimal baseline. These people who are pushing America merely down the road to fascism and white nationalism, a lie, are delusional if they don't think that the backlash is going to get much worse. Wait until the recession comes. Wait until Trump starts a war. Wait until racism of this administration the stroking begins to explode into violence more frequently. Read I'm not going to say the word history book. Read the recent history book. The U.S. had thousands of domestic bombings per year in the early 1970s. This is what happens when citizens decide en masse that their political system is corrupt, racist, and unresponsive. So you're telling me that people should plant bombs like happened in the 1970s because you don't accept the results of the election. Moving on. The people out of power have only just begun to flex their dissatisfaction. The day will come sooner than you think that Trump administration officials will look back fondly on the time when all they had to worry about was getting hollered at for entering a Mexican restaurant. When you aggressively F the people's lives, you should not be surprised when they decide to mess with yours. I don't know about you, but in my opinion, that writer is calling for, well, domestic attacks on American soil. That has really crossed the line. I would never, ever encourage any acts of such nature. And he's the guy who wrote an article for the New York Times. He's a prominent leftist. But wait, there's actually more. Check out this report. This goes on to talk about the details of the Antifa and Patriot protest. This is on Legal Insurrection, and it's titled Antifa Attacks Patriot Prayer March in Portland, Oregon. Portland, Oregon, American Patriot Group rallied for prayer, and they were attacked by Antifa. But here they are, painted in a very negative light for going and having a prayer march, but attacked by Antifa. This is violence ignited by Antifa, who the Democrat Party will not denounce. Or how about the attack on Mitch McConnell? Check out this report on Gateway Pundit. Leave my husband alone. Mitch McConnell's wife screams as angry protesters ambush their vehicles. Or how about the attack on Sessions? ABC7.com. 25 arrested, including clergy, amid Jeff Sessions' immigration protest in downtown LA. Or this from the Daily Beast. Former CIA chief compares Trump border policies to Nazi Germany. Or TMIN.com. This man threatened to kill Congressman Brian Matt's kids over Trump immigration policies. For those of you who don't know who Congressman Brian Mast is, take a look at his picture. That's the congressman that brainwashed leftist goons that are brainwashed by the media. A guy who is a double amputee, who served and did everything for his country. He is a veteran. And this is the man that they want to attack. This is insane. We've really crossed insane levels. And it's like every day I put out a report with new information. One day, all these liberal lefters are showing videos saying, shoot them where they're at. That was reports on mainstream media, on tweets that they've been removed. Peter Fonda's made very crazy tweets out there that are really crossing the line. But now prominent people on a daily basis almost are coming out more and more, and it's terrifying. I don't want to go into any kind of civil war. I don't want that. I hope that's not where we're headed. I guess in the end, time is only going to tell, and I don't know where we're at. All I know is that I love my country, and I just want my freedom, and that's it. And I pray for my country on a daily basis, and I hope you do too. I encourage you to do that. But listen, don't ever stoop to the same levels as the left. Never call for violence. Never call for that. Because I think ultimately, that's what they want. They want to start a civil war under Trump. Let's stand against it altogether and try to bring peace where you can. Anyhow, please don't forget to check out my partner at getthetea.com. His products have literally, they're life-saving for me. They've done the Super Strength Tea is one of my favorite products, along with the colostrum. If you've got stomach issues or gastro issues, they're great items to have. I can't survive without them. I use them daily. So go to getthetea.com and check that out. And also don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like what you heard, and share it on all your social media outlets. Well, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.